Welcome to Your Life Story, a space to explore the journey from survival to authenticity. I'm Sajine, and here we dive into the raw truths of breaking free from the expectations we've grown up with, rediscovering our voices, and thriving after life challenges. But this isn't just about my story. It's about life, from relationships and self-discovery to the messy, beautiful questions we all face. No topic is off limits here. So if you're ready to embrace courage, healing, and living life on your own terms, you're in the right place. Let's connect. Let's grow. Welcome to the journey. Before we dive in, quick disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. I'm not a licensed therapist, counselor, or medical professional, and the content shared here is based on personal experiences and insights. If you're facing significant challenges, please seek the support of a qualified professional. Remember, your journey is unique, and you deserve the care and guidance that is right for you. Welcome, my friends, to Your Life Story. I'm so glad you're here today. This space is for all of us who have felt, silenced, shamed, or made small, but who are now reclaiming our voice, our truth, and our freedom. Today's episode is a powerful one. It's called, Did You Stay in a Relationship Hoping They Would Change? I'm not here to shame anybody. Why? Because I was one of those people who thought that if I stayed, the relationship would get better. And unfortunately, that was not the case. This is a story so many of us carry. Maybe you were bullied as a child and learned to people please. Maybe you were told you had to be the good girl or the responsible one. Maybe you stayed quiet to avoid being punished or judged. And then when you grew up, you found yourself staying in relationships that didn't honor you because deep down you feared what would happen if you left. I want to talk about this honestly because I've been there too. You know, this is a hard thing for me to say, but it was something that was on my mind. And that happened after I got married. You know, I was on my honeymoon. And I tell you, the way that I was treated made me want to annul my marriage. And then again, on my first week of marriage, I remember I was tossing garbage out of my apartment complex. And I was telling myself, no, this can't be love. There's something off. And then I thought about it again a few years later. It was the strongest thing in my life. And, you know, the sad thing is, it was such a battle because in my heart, I kept praying to God, please, I can't be wanting to leave the marriage. You know, I think it's the enemy telling me that I need to get divorced. Please help me, dear God. Please help me. You know, it hurts because I felt so confused. It was painful and I didn't know what to do. Unfortunately, I thought I was doing the right thing. But I think if I would have done the right thing, I would have went straight to the Bible. And I would have seen the answers there. That I was not supposed to toss my pearls to swine. And that I was to guard my heart above all things. And I would have seen how many boundaries God and Jesus have. And I would have seen all the stories that say that I need to honor myself, and that if I would have done that, I think I would have said, no, you're okay to leave. No matter what people said. The thing is, I kept asking myself, am I the evil one? Am I not patient enough? Am I just stuck up? Or I didn't want people thinking, oh, I'm just playing with men, and then I just toss them just because I don't agree with them. A lot of people told me, no, that's just how men are. So you just need to be strong, just like the rest of us women who came before you. We were strong and are still strong. And so you need to be strong. The thought of what people in church would say haunted me. Thinking that they would say that I was a slut or that I would go to hell. I remember seeing how they treated divorced people at church. They were ostracized. They were basically ignored, isolated. And I love my God. And I thought that if I wanted to go to heaven, I had to be good at church. So I thought my only way to go to God was through church. And now I know better because I actually study my Bible and I know that the way to God in heaven is through Him. If I would have known that, that would have been different. The thought of my parents' reaction terrified me. The thought of them saying, what's going on? Why? I'm a firstborn in my Hispanic family, and I felt I had no voice. Why? Because in many cultures, you need to be strong. And they kept telling me, it's a saying in Spanish, you know, ya te montaste el caballo, ahora tienes que jinetear. Meaning, you mounted that horse, now you just need to ride. An English way is, you made your bed, now lie in it, right? And I was like, and now I understand because I'm an overachiever. And to me, it was something that I couldn't see myself failing in. Because I thought I knew that I thought I could bring somebody and change them to God. I put that huge responsibility on me. Mind you, not all by myself. I was also told to do that because they told me that you never knew if a praying wife would bring the husband back to God. It was brutal. The amount of stress and tug of war, I guess you would say, was brutal. And so I stayed. Not because I was weak, but because I was conditioned. Because fear, shame, and survival kept me bound. But the truth, I was lying to myself. I thought I hated liars, but I became the biggest liar to myself by pretending I was okay. By telling myself this was normal, by trying to convince myself he would change. And in the end, I gave away decades of my life to someone who never deserved me, a thief of my light, my beauty, and my soul. Someone who screamed in my face that I was garbage, and yet I still stayed until one day I couldn't anymore. Oh man, I'm sorry. That one's a tough one. To go through that ordeal for decades on end, where I would just go to work, come home, clean, and be a wife. Go to work, clean, be a wife. For decades. And not receiving any respect, any love, any type of reciprocation. All I was told is that I had to serve, because that was what God wanted from me. And if not, I was a selfish wife. And I'm pretty sure many of you have heard that. If you're listening to this right now and you recognize yourself in my story, I want to tell you something. You're not garbage. You're not too much. You are not evil, and you're not broken. You stayed because you were trained to survive. You stayed because leaving felt more dangerous. You stayed because you were human, and humans need belonging, even in toxic places. The danger that you felt, that you didn't know if they were going to come after you, because why? Because you're a possession. My ex told me that he had bought me and that I was his possession. The purchase price was my marriage license. Seriously? I think a marriage license was what, $50? He thought my worth was $50? Even a house and a car have more worth than me then. And that's not okay. But I also want to lovingly challenge you. When you stay in a place that consistently dishonors you, you abandon yourself. So I want to go here with some 3 truths so you can hold on to it. Because you are worth so much more. So much more. You don't need to be a martyr. You are not required to sacrifice your life on the altar of someone else's brokenness. I want you to hear that again. You don't need to be a martyr. You are not required to sacrifice your life on an altar of someone else's brokenness. No, you know why? God already died for sinners. So you don't need to martyr yourself. 2, boundaries are sacred. If your boundaries are ignored, minimized, or mocked, that's not love. That's control. I want you to, if you're my Christian fellows, or even not, I challenge you. Go read it. There is boundaries there even that Jesus had for all of us and for himself. You know, many times we think that, God didn't have any boundaries. Oh yeah, he had boundaries. When he was he would leave. Okay, these people don't want it, fine. I'll take up my stuff. I'll leave. There's boundaries within the heavens and the earth, the sea and the land, the days of the week. Even just in our everyday science, there's boundaries. There's no mixing of things. Because if there is, then all chaos comes, right? Number 3, a safety plan matters. Leaving can feel like quicksand. The more you try, the more stuck you feel. But you can get out step by step. Start small. Reach out to one safe person. Put aside a little money. Or simply write down the truths in a journal. Each act of honesty weakens the chain. The safety plan is so crucial. And sometimes you can't tell anybody. Because the thing is if they have any love or speaking terms with your ex or soon to be ex, they will disclose it, thinking they're helping you, but in actuality they're not. Yes, set money aside. Make sure you have all your legal paperwork with you, identifications and stuff. Make sure you have legal representation already in hand. If you can, already have a backup living arrangements because they're going to come at you. He came at me amazingly fast. He said he would take the heating, electricity, all the utilities away from me, that he'd stop paying the rent. The mortgage. Sorry, half the mortgage. Because, yeah, I had to pay the other half. And that's fine. If you don't want to, or you believe that a woman should not, that's fine. And if you're independent and you believe, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, they come out and try to grab everything. It's like a free-for-all. And you need to be able to move fast and quietly. And like I said, anything else, go to your legal representation so they can guide you the best way you can do things. So that way they can't come at you legally because, oh yeah, they'll use it. They'll use that system to their advantage. And I don't want that for you. I need you guys to keep safe and know that you'll be there. So I want you guys to, let's just say ladies, right? To know that you're important. I want you to know that no matter how many times I prayed and how many times I studied, how many times I followed every type of rule. There was times I went to, places where they have the retreats where you have to pay $5,000 or more. And they say that they guarantee that you'll have your marriage put back together. No problem. I even went to a rabbi, and the rabbi said, yep, just give me the money and I'll help you out too. I went to places that are called standards, and they said that the problem is I wasn't praying enough. I wasn't praying a hedge of protection over my family or my house enough, that I had to do all these type of rituals, so then that way the evil would leave my home and my marriage and my husband, and that by doing all that, he would come back. But now that I think about it, if you're doing all of that, doesn't that mean you were trying to do some type of spell, some type of chant to try to bring him back? No. Why? Because God gives us free will, right? He gives us the right to either, live forever with him or to perish. And he respects that. He does tell us to come back, but the last time I checked, he doesn't come and doesn't with force come and tell you that you need to come back. Why? Because if you want to go back, you better go back because you want to, because your heart says it. So why would you want somebody who doesn't want you to come back? Most likely the person who's doing this never loved you. And I'm sorry to say it that way. Their intentions were something else. Monetary, to stay in a certain home, some certain areas. You were a stepping stone to their means. It's something that you need to be careful, So I want you to know that this is safe. You can, put your messaging there. I want everybody to respect each other in, whatever their thoughts are. And I want you to know that no matter how hard this journey has been, we're all here. I'm here. And my content is here to let you know that you're not alone. So right now, I want to do another 5-minute little guided meditation. So I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and slowly release it. Imagine yourself standing in a dark room. In front of you is a locked door. You've been sitting in this room for years, maybe decades. It feels familiar, but it doesn't feel safe. Now imagine a small light beginning to glow inside your chest. This is your truth. It's always been there. As you breathe, that light grows brighter until it shines on the door. And you realize the door was never locked. You can walk out. You can choose freedom. You can choose yourself. want you to say this to yourself, silently or out loud. I am not garbage. I am not broken. I am free. I choose me. Now, take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Take some more time if you need. Know that you are safe. You are loved. You're the most important person in this world to God. Your angels surround you and protect you. This community is here for you. Remember, you are free. Choose yourself. All right, let's open our eyes. If you've been holding on, waiting for someone else to change, I want you to know this. The change begins with you. Not because you're wrong, but because you're worth saving. You're worthy of love, respect, and joy. And that starts with how you treat yourself. I want to say thank you for spending this time with me. Please share this episode with someone who might need it. And remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. Together, we're making it out. With love for ourselves and with faith that new beginnings are possible. Feel free to send me any comments, any suggestions that you would like to hear about. Why? Because this is your journey, and you deserve the best.